Bluetooth.
Okay, perfect.
Yay.
Okay, so we are going live, and then we should have the bounce to Instagram here any second to go live on Instagram, and then we'll get started right away. Okay. All right, looks like we are good there. We're live now on Instagram. Hello, hello. Okay, hello everybody. We're going to get started with the show. Hello, pet enthusiasts. My name is Jason Zakowski. I'm the dog dad of Bunsen, Beaker, and Bernoulli, and Bricks, the science pets of social media. My co-host with the mostest is...
Hi there, I'm Chris Sikowski. I am the dog mom to Bunsen, Beaker, and Bernoulli, and the cat mom to Bricks and Ginger.
Every week in Pet Chat, we give you the stories of the week about the dogs. We answer your questions, and then if people want to come up to share their own stories, they can as well. So we would love to, have people share their pet stories. Now, I'm just doing something real quick on X because they're still having a issue with they're still having an issue with getting the word out about live video. So this is what they suggested I do, and I just have to do that real quick, and I think we're good now. So there we are. Hello. So hello, everybody. Hopefully you're staying warm wherever you are. It's definitely been blizzard central here for the last couple days. Pretty cold. I think one of my former students has a fun comment there telling me the difference between intra and intermolecular bonds. If you've joined Pet Chat, what we usually do is we do a little bit of Q&A. So if you have some questions for us, type them up. We'll get to your questions right away. So we do take about, 5-10 minutes of questions. We used to do that at the end, right? We used to do that at the end, and then people were waiting forever to ask their question and getting frustrated. So we've moved it to the front, and it's generally been better. So yeah, if you have a question for us, type it up, and we'll do our best to answer it. A lot of people are just saying hello. Like Kim is watching on Facebook. Anna's watching on Facebook. Paula's watching on YouTube. Janice is watching on Twitter video. And Sandy watching on Facebook says, hello, love watching your puppy and cat. Thanks, Sandy. And then on Instagram, we have people saying, hi, guys. Hello, hello. So that's also really nice. Oh, here's a good question. Yeah, go ahead, Chris. Yep.
Well, we did the intro.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Bianca has commented in the chat here. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday brunch time from the Chief Miscreant. So Bianca has lovely dogs, and she's from the future. She lives in Australia, and Steve can hear both of us, and Steve says hi. Steve always participates so readily, which we appreciate for sure.
Okay. We're getting some questions from Instagram. Mrs. Jessica Barron asks, are all your pets named after science? Yes. So Adam is credited with Bunsen's name. We didn't know what to call.
Hi.
Oh, who do you have?
I have Bunsen.
Bunsen came down?
I have all three.
There. Oh, right. Bernoulli can open the baby gate. I forgot.
Yeah. Womp womp.
Okay, well, Chris is organizing the dogs. Adam, our son Adam, is credited with Bunsen's name. We didn't know what to call him. We had picked him out, and we have a name. He was like unnamed puppy. And then Adam said, well, what about Bunsen? Because he's a Bernese Mountain Dog. He's a burner. So that became this really fun pun. Okay, some of you want in here? No, just Bernoulli. Bunsen, you go back to mom. Okay. All right. Well, I've got Bernoulli and you've got Bunsen.
I
of
sure
course,
do.
yeah. And then, of course, if you've got a Bunsen, you need a beaker. So that's where Beaker's name came from. And when she was a puppy, we would do like the beaker sound, me, and she would come to that sound, which was really cute. And then we got Ginger, the cat. You and Adam rescued her, and she came with her name. Then we had Bernoulli, and we've told the story about Bernoulli before, but we were looking for a name, a dog's name that also starts with B, and because he was such a cutie and he creates lift, that's cute. The Bernoulli's principal, and Bernoulli is Swiss. And then finally, Brix came along, and Brix is the scientific name for the sugar content in water, because Brix is so sweet. So there we go. That runs the gambits of all of the dog names. Great question.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions that you've got? I've got more on my side, Chris.
No, and I was just focusing on the problem with Bunsen here is he cries, so I'm gonna have to move him elsewhere. Bianca, of course, is giving me a weather update. Plenty warm here. Thank you. 29 degrees Celsius, Jason. 29.
Yeah.
I'm
just gonna remove the dog camera from there because they've all come downstairs because Bernoulli has learned how to open the baby gate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And there's a heat wave in Tuscan.
Okay.
90 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 32 degrees Celsius. Tia says hello, and Patricia says hello. And Paula asks, how is Gord and Bunsen doing?
Good. Pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to take Bunsen upstairs.
You got to take Bunsen upstairs. Otherwise, he's going to cry. Do you want me just to close your camera, or are you good? Okay. There we go. Yeah, he wants attention from Chris, so we have to keep him upstairs. How cold is it there? BS Sherm asks, how cold is it there? It was very cold this morning, like minus 25. Warmed up a bit to about minus 10, minus 15. So I took the dogs for a walk today in that, and Beaker's fine without her snow pants at that temperature. So that's how cold it is. It's definitely been really cold. Pilar has a sad story that they just had to put down their 9-year-old 2 weeks ago. So that's very sad. I'm so sorry you lost your dog. That's always very, very tough. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. Lisa asks, who has Brix? I don't know where Brix is. We'll have to see where Brix comes from, or like comes in from. Usually he goes to visit Chris, if I'm going to be honest with you. Constance, hopefully I said that right. Does Jason ever let you have Brix because he seems very attached to him? Just kidding. Brix picks people to cuddle with, so he cuddles with Chris all the time. Yeah, he cuddles with Chris all the time. Though I'd like to say he picks me the most because he's kind of my little guy. Bridget asks from Facebook, is there a honeydew in your future? That would be a good idea. We tried to keep all the names bees. It's been kind of fun having all of their names be bees, but honeydew isn't bad. And then people are saying hello from where they're at. Grant, Arizona, and such. Okay, perfect. I'm checking the other questions. Thank you for the explanation. Okay, perfect. Question, have you heard of the breeder, or more like a broker group, MDC? No, I haven't heard of that, Pilar. No, sorry. I'm not sure if that's in Canada, but we're in Western Canada in Alberta. So, and then Mrs. Jessica says it's 12 Celsius in Okanagan. Nice. Minus 11 in Calgary. Minus 18 with the wind chill. Yeah, it was actually kind of windy today. Oh, Laura asked a good question. What other animals have you had previously? So the dog we had before Bunsen was a golden retriever named Callan, and she was a sweetheart, and it was really tough when we lost her. And Adam and Duncan have both had reptiles. Like Duncan had bearded dragons, and then Adam had this massive albino python named Atlas. That thing was terrifying, and it ate whole mice. It was giant, the snake, huge, the snake. And then Chris, you rescued 2 turtles named, and we renamed them Carl and/or Sagan. But sadly, they both have died this year from probably extreme age because they were ancient. So I think that's all the pets our family has had.
We had Stanley, the betta fish.
Oh, right. An Oshkosh Bagosh, the budgie.
Oshkosh Bagosh, the budgie, the evil budgie.
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully that answers that question. Okay, boy, there's a lot of questions. This is great. Does Beaker get excited or just neutral when you get the snow pants to put on her? She gets excited. The first one time, maybe she was not really into it. And then now she's like, she stands for it and she knows that she gets to go for a run in them. So she likes her snow pants. Bark and Beyond has some exciting news. We have a new pet, a gecko. Should we post pictures on their profile? Yeah, I think people would love to see the gecko. Geckos are pretty cute. Jill says, hello from Florida. Can't imagine dealing with your weather. I think Chris can't imagine it some days either.
Oh, I can imagine it. I just have to use my imagination to imagine it other areas that are maybe not as cold and terrible.
Yeah. People were asking, did Bricks go on the walk or was it too cold? I think it was too cold. We went on one walk with him a couple like last week and it was minus, what do you think with the wind? Minus 15. I think it was too cold. I think it was too cold for him. Yeah. Or he wanted to out of the sling. Like I think he was just uncomfortable. I think he probably, when it's that cold, he would have been better in the backpack.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we'll answer one more question and then we'll move on to the stories of the week. Gabby says we've had Slide and Glide, the 2 fish, and Jumpy and Hoppy, the frogs. Aw. Oh, Laura asked, did you always both live in Alberta? Interesting. Good question. So for folks not from Canada, the westernmost province in Canada is British Columbia, and then British Columbia is on the ocean, kind of like that. If you've seen pictures of Vancouver, very pretty city, and then Alberta is east of that. So where we live currently is the second most western province. So I have only lived in Alberta. I grew up in very, very small town Alberta, like less than 500 people in this little tiny community, farming, a very big farming and cattle community. And then I did my schooling in one of the big cities, met Chris, and then we moved to her family farm. Chris, what about you?
I was born and raised in Abbotsford, British Columbia.
Yeah.
So I am an interprovincial migrant, moved here to live on the family farm. Yeah. And I've lived most of my adult life here. Most of my life, actually, I've lived here. We moved when I was in high school, just starting grade 10.
Yeah. It's the long story. Janice asked, how did we meet? We'll do a long story short instead of short story long. Chris was my tour guide at the Red Deer College. And I was like, that tour guide is so hot. And I shoot my shot. I shot for the moon and it worked. So there you go, guys. Because you're 2 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody said they went skiing at Whistler. Yeah, Whistler's an awesome place to ski.
Mm-hmm.
All right, should we move on to the stories of the week?
That sounds great.
Okay, do you want to start?
You went away to present this week,
I did.
and that left me to take care of all the dogs, and I did it with great aplomb.
Yeah,
And
were they all glommed onto you without me there?
no, they were just their usual selves. But when you came home, they glommed onto you.
Yeah, they were sure happy to see me. But I've been away quite a bit this month.
I remember that. But other than that, it's been kind of a typical week. They've enjoyed their days at Waggles because when you were off during teacher convention week. I had 2 days of professional development, and you kept them home for those 2 days, and you got to spend time with them. Last week, whereas so this week I got to take them to Waggles and hear that they had a great day playing with all their friends. And the weather's been weird. So during the nicer days, they spent all day outside. And so they were playing hard and enjoying it. And Bunson's doing so great.
Yeah,
he's we just look at him with love in our eyes and are so happy that he's having such a great winter. Like how you said that we did have a blizzard come in. He was running around like a little puppy, loving it, feeling the wind on his face, and he does the burner wash and just, really enjoying himself, which is in stark contrast to last winter, where he had a herniated disc in his neck and he was healing and he was on rest, which, when you think about it, with a burner, you might only have 9 winters, maybe 10, 12 if you're lucky, like really lucky. So like for him to lose a winter was really, really sad. But, let's just focus on the positive, and he's really loving this one, and it's the best one yet.
Yeah, that weighed on me heavily, Chris, last winter when he had to stay behind on all of the walks with Bernoulli and Beaker. It definitely weighed on me really heavy that he didn't get to come, and he just loves the winter so much. But like that was for the best. If we had pushed him or if we didn't let him rest, he may have needed really serious surgery and maybe he would have never recovered, right? So he seems to be doing great and he's running around like a puppy in the snow. So that's really good. I don't know. I've been gone quite a bit this month because February is when I present at different teacher conventions. What are you laughing about, Chris?
There's a comment from Perdita Saxon. Jason, you definitely leveled up. So thank you, Perdita.
Like I say, I am the peasant that married the queen. I am the peasant that saw the beautiful queen, and I shot my shot, and I didn't even have to go on a large quest, but I got your hand. So yes, I have leveled up. This is true. What I was saying is Tuesday I present at conferences all over Alberta, so I'm gone quite a bit. And it, the time I do the one day where I'm only gone one day, I like those because I go and then I come right back. The 2-night ones, they can be lonely, where I'm in a different city and I'm just like, because once I'm done presenting, I'm exhausted because it's a high energy day, and I go back to my hotel room and I'm just missing everybody. I'm missing you and I'm missing the dogs. So it is kind of a lonely thing that I do, but the presenting of it is super rewarding. But what my story is, just when I get back, taking the dogs for a walk. Because I'm in the big city, and there's like, the big cities are exciting. Some of you listening probably live in a big city, but we live on a farm. Like, we live in outside of a city, so we don't have any of that hustle and bustle of a city. So there is some coolness to the city, but I find that when I get back here, it's as Dorothy says, there's no place like home. And just getting to take the dogs out through our wilderness, we're very lucky. I think about that all the time, that the dogs have all of this huge area to explore and run around, and that's not something they would really get to experience the same way if we lived in a big city. So getting to come back and just see them tear around and have fun and roll in the snow and sniff the smells. Bernoulli has found something in the creek, Chris.
What?
An owl. So yeah, there's a giant, massive great horned owl that has been on the walk every time watching us. So it sits up in the trees, and Bernoulli can see it. He knows it's there. So most of the time, owls are invisible to the dogs. They blend in, and when they fly, owls make zero sound. Like, they make no sound whatsoever. And we've had owls in the creek for a long time, and they're such cool creatures. I love them so much. But Bernoulli sees this owl. He sees it all the time, and he runs down to say hello to it, and then it flies away. So it's kind of cute. He gets excited. He's like, "Oh boy, I bet you the owl's here." And he goes and he runs down to say hello to the owl, and then it flies away. And he's like, "Oh, the owl flew away," because he's not running to hurt it or chase it or do anything bad. He's just curious about it. So
okay, but that's good to know, because we do have Doc, and he's little.
Yeah,
and we wouldn't want the owl to take him.
No, the owl's the biggest one I've seen. It's huge. Yeah, it's a massive owl. Yeah.
I wonder if we'll see it on the trail cam.
Could be. I need to probably tomorrow get the chips and see if we have some new stuff on there. Oh, somebody said they had snowy owls. Oh, they're beautiful. Snowy. We've had them one or two times too. They are mysterious and just elegant and very, very pretty birds. And then somebody asked if I miss Bricks. Yes, I miss Bricks a lot when I'm away. So ow, really smashed me.
I don't know if there are words to describe how much you love Bricks. Like, it's a different connection that you have with him versus the dogs. But he's definitely so easy to love, and he's so cute, and he comes and he snuggles, and he snuggles you, but then he also snuggles me.
Yeah.
And he purrs, and he's just so awesome and amazing.
Yeah.
And
he's very friendly.
He's very friendly. I'm really hoping he still stays small, but Jason has assured me today, he's like, nope, I think he's going to get very, very large. Yeah. And I said, don't say that. I want him to stay small, but he is growing and he's healthy, and he's just one of a kind. He's
almost as big as Doc now, Chris. Like,
I know.
Doc walked by him, and Bricks has been trying to get anybody to play with him this week. So he's been like swatting at the dogs very gently and flopping on his back, just hoping somebody will play with him. And he's been trying to mess with Doc to see if Doc will play with him. That's Gord's miniature schnauzer that's living with us while Gord is here. And yeah, he's as big as Doc now. So that's a whole thing.
It is a whole thing. He runs by, and then he does this flop and play with me. And
jazz hands.
Yeah, jazz hands. Play with me.
Look at me. Yeah, it's pretty cute. I haven't got it on camera because it's so random, but I hope I do soon. It's pretty cute. Okay, so any other questions on Twitter?
No, just comments about how people are glad that Bunsen gets to enjoy the winter.
Mhm.
And Patricia has a bearded dragon named Spike and two
Mhm.
dogs named Loki and Thor. They are
Mhm.
wonderful animals, but the dogs have separation anxiety, and Spike doesn't like being held much.
Mm.
And um, Patricia's from Montana, where the weather is 10 degrees.
Mhm.
And that's probably Fahrenheit.
That's just south of us. The two states south
Mhm.
of us is Montana and Idaho. Just a drive south. Well, a bit of a drive. uh, so good question. We got some more questions and then we'll get to community sharing because I think I'm out of stories. It was a busy week and then I was gone, so I don't really have anything else to share. Bridget says, "Do the big beasts ever try to sit on your lap?" Yeah, I'd think so. Beaker's a cuddler. She likes to cuddle on the couch, and Bernoulli likes to cuddle. And Bunsen used to when he was younger, but he'll sit on your feet. That's the big thing that he does, especially you, Chris.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bernoulli definitely jumps on the couch and he'll like turn around like a big bus and he doesn't have a good turning circle. And he'll step on you and then he'll lay down on me for sure. And then Beaker, she doesn't like lay on me because she's got better, I guess, body awareness. But she snuggles in tight and
Mhm.
close to
Yeah,
me.
she's a snuggly dog.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. And she's the only one who sleeps in our bed. But she's just gets curls up into a ball like a croissant. And she's the color of a croissant. She looks just like French bread.
Yeah. This is a good question. Sorry. This is a good question. Sarah asked, "Does Beaker wear a harness all the time?" She's been wearing her harness lots lately, and that's because I've taken her collar.
Jason's taken her collar off because she was getting some hot spots right around her neck where the collar was touching.
Yeah.
And I think it's honestly because I got a new Beaker name tag for her, and I put it on a little carabiner that you get from I think PetSmart, where I got the name collar thing, and then her name tag actually fell off. I think at Waggles, so I said when it comes out of the snow, like let me know. But the other piece was on there, and I think it's like hitting into her neck. Which is maybe causing the hot spot. So we took the collar off, and we do not have a fenced yard. So when we take the dogs out, we go out with them. And so she does need to be clicked up.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I don't want her running anywhere.
She
Her
gets
recall's pretty good, but she gets distracted and likes to dig.
Yeah, she'll randomly start to dig, and then it's hard to break that. And we could have worked harder when she was little about that. Bernoulli's recall is amazing. So he probably doesn't need a leash, and Bunsen's recall is really good too. So Bunsen doesn't usually, with me at least, go out with a leash, but we live right next to a highway, and like you just don't want to take chances. Like it would be they'd have to run for a bit to get close to the
But they
road.
could follow a rabbit.
Yeah, like we've had rabbits. Yeah, exactly. Like it wouldn't take much for a dog to chase something and then get to the highway, and the vehicles there are moving very, very fast. So it would be a nasty end and very, very sad. So it's just better to have them on leash. Is Doc getting along with the B squad? Absolutely. Yep, they like Doc. All of the animals like Doc.
And one of my teacher friends, when we met at convention, she said, "You're just so lucky." Like she was in a bit of disbelief that all of the animals get along, because she's like, "That's not necessarily typical," or "You're just very fortunate that like when Gord came, we're like, yep, Doc is here," and everybody's like, "Okay." So yeah,
they've been really good with Doc, and he's little compared to them, right? He's
yeah.
like he's about the size of the cat now. So
Yeah.
Bunsen has always been friends with Doc. Like Bunsen and Doc were best buds, and Bunsen's hung out with Doc lots. Bernoulli doesn't really know Doc, so this has been a lot. But Bernoulli's fine with Doc. Bernoulli loves dogs. He just loves other dogs, and he loves little dogs, just like Bunsen loves little dogs. Something about burners and little things. They just love them. I don't know what it is. Does Beaker like the cold weather? Sorry, Chris, go ahead.
Oh, well, Susan Rudin just asked if the muskrat was still in the creek, and we won't see the muskrat if it's there until spring, because it's frozen.
Yeah. Does Beaker like the cold? To a point. She'll still go out even if it's freezing cold. But like anecdotally, when it hits -20 or colder, she gets cold. Not necessarily like her body, but her paws. And that's why we got the snow boots for her, or the snow pants. And then she's comfortable up to, like, she's been out in her snow pants when it's been -40. If you can, like that's crazy cold. That's cold for me, and she's been fine to like frolic in the snow. So she likes the cold weather, and the burners just live for it. Did Ginger like bricks, Chris?
The answer is this last time, yes. They were getting along quite well.
Yeah.
Like they would go in the front room together and play,
Yeah.
or like sit adjacent to each other. And Bricks actually really liked Ginger, and I think was very sad when she was gone because he was looking for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was trying to be her friend the whole time too.
The whole time.
Yeah.
He honestly was like little Punch, trying to attach himself to the mother.
We just covered Punch the Monkey on our podcast, which I was editing right before the show. Cat Mom says, did the dogs stay in crates, or are they okay in the house? So Bunsen and Beaker are free range all the time now. And then we did for a long time keep Bernoulli in the crate because he was a chewer. He would destroy things. He would chew on everything. But I'd say like since Gord's come with us, we've been way more lenient with Bernoulli, and he's been fine. Like he hasn't wrecked anything. So we've been letting him out of be free like the other two almost all of the time now. So Bernoulli has graduated to freedom.
Well, to be fair though, the very first time that I let Bernoulli be at home alone outside of the crate was like 2 days ago.
Okay. I've been letting him for a while.
Okay. Like, no, like if Gord's home.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Then somebody's in the house. And Bernoulli can just wander about and be Bernoulli. But if no one's home, so I took Gord to town. And so you weren't home, you were doing your presenting, and we weren't going to be gone for very long. So all of them were out. Bricks was out, and Bernoulli was out, and Doc was out, and Beaker was out, and Bunsen was out. All of them, absolutely all of them, were out. And that was my first time that I let Bernoulli not be in the crate.
Yeah.
Because typically I would crate him.
Yeah. I think if there was stuff out that he could get into, he might try it.
Well, then I had a little bit of a panic because I bought at lunchtime. My school has mix. So it's like the Chicago mix with popcorn, but it had pretzels in it and Doritos in it. And it's just a little mix. And I got it. I got it at lunch. And I'm like, oh, this is great. But I didn't eat it all. And then I left it on the counter. And you might think, oh, that's not a big deal. but it is a big deal because Bricks and the dogs are in cahoots.
They
Where
are.
Bricks is like, I'm going to knock that off. Then the dogs will be like, hooray, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're they work together. They work together on crimes.
Yeah. But it did have the little baggie, did have little teeth marks in it. So Bricks was interested in it for a second, but he obviously didn't knock it on the floor.
He's chewing it. Chris, I missed a question from Gabby's mom. She asked how old Doc is. I don't know the answer to that.
He's the same age as Bunsen.
Yeah, I was going to say he's 8 or 9, right? Yeah.
He's born in October.
Yeah, so he's the same. Gord got Doc a year or two after we got Bunsen, but Doc was already 2 or 3, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Right. He wasn't a puppy. How long does your winter last in Canada? Lori asked. Do your dogs like the summer? The winter, it's always winter in Canada. The winters can be really long. So let's say it's the worst case scenario, winter will start in October and won't really be gone until May. That's worst case scenario, where we have an early snow that sticks around in October, and then we just have lingering gross spring all the way to like the start of May. So we can have, snow on the ground and snow conditions that whole time. A more typical yeah, go ahead.
And usually it snows on May long.
Yeah, it'll snow in May. Yeah. It snowed in June. It snowed in June and August before. So yeah. But then usually April, May, there's really nice days. And then June, July, and then for most of August, it's gorgeous. Like but for me, like not crazy hot weather, like weather that's shorts weather. And the dogs like it, unless it's smoking hot. And then Bunsen kind of struggles with hot weather. He doesn't like it. Bernoulli seems to do better than Bunsen. Probably because he's
Bernoulli's just happy with everything.
Yeah, nothing phases Bernoulli. He likes everything. So hopefully that answers your question there, Lori. Is Beaker golden retriever or golden recover? He retrieves, yeah, especially from water.
Yeah, she gets stuff out of the water for sure. But no, she doesn't. I think I've tried to chuck it, and she just is like, whatever.
Yeah, it has to be in the water. And this is true. We live in Alberta, so other parts of Canada we don't have the same kind of winters that we do. I'd say Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and parts of Ontario, though, and northern Quebec are pretty much like us, though. BC, not so much, especially western BC. And then southern Ontario, southern Quebec, not as bad. Yeah. Canada's huge, right? Like, if you're listening from the United States, Canada is geographically bigger than the United States. If you're listening from Europe, you could probably fit a couple countries in Europe just in our province alone. So it's a big place. Australia is pretty big, right? Bianca can probably tell us how big Australia is. Australia is huge. Like, it's not small. So I think to drive across Australia is crazy. I think when we talked to Jamie, the other Australian we know, she's like, no, that's why people fly, because it's just too big to drive across. Yeah, and Teresa has a good comment. Canada's a big country. Vancouver, there's cherry blossoms ready to go. Yeah. That's where you grew up. That's probably why winters.
Okay, we arrived here in summer. It was beautiful. Like, so I come from the Lower Mainland, where it rained all the time. Like rain, relentless. And I come here and it's blue skies, beautiful, nightly thunderstorms. So the thunder and lightning isn't so frightening. And then I started school and it was nice. And I'm like, this is a kind of nice place to be. And then someone's like, well, wait till winter. And I
That's
said,
what
haha.
they tell the Brazilian exchange students.
I thought it can't be that bad.
Oh boy.
Oh, was I wrong? Never have I been so wrong. It was horrific. You go outside and your breath catches and your whole skin feels like it's frozen and your hair gets all frozen. And of course, I was too cool to wear a coat and boots. But then, Jason, I bought Sorels.
Yeah, Sorels.
And I still have those Sorels from when I was in high school. And they are miracle boots. They're amazing. Like the original everything. And I wore those on the minus 50 days because I did not care because it was freezing. I had never experienced that in my life. And I thought, oh, what have we signed up for?
Remember when we went to the Hoover Dam? I'd never experienced hot like that before in my life. Like I was like, I'm gonna die. Like breathing the air, I'm like, is this safe? With every breath I take, am I melting? Is this doing lung damage? So I think it's just relative to what you're used to. People who live in really, really hot places, you just get, you get used to it. And then you get somebody like me I love the cold. I love the winter. Go somewhere hot and it's just way too hot for me. I was like, oh God, how do you even live here? There's a bunch of questions on Instagram, but Robin makes a good point. Most of Canada's population does live within 100 miles or 125 kilometers of the US border. That's true. Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba are all anomalies. Alberta especially, we have cities, our big cities, Calgary, Red Deer, Edmonton, and Grand Prairie. They're all way, way, way north of the border. Yeah. And in Saskatchewan too. But when you get into Quebec and BC and Ontario, yeah, most people do live very, very close to the border. So that is true. Okay, questions from Instagram. And if anybody on Twitter wants to come up to speak, go ahead. We'll do community sharing. People are asking about moose legs, and sadly, no new moose legs. But also, Bunsen, we haven't been going on the same kind of length of winter walks because I think that's what really hurt Bunsen like a winter ago. That's what maybe he was still recovering from his surgery and carrying that cyst had screwed up his back. But we would go on long winter walks and the snow was really deep and he was hopping through the snow for a long time. And I think he pulled something. So I've just been cognizant of that. And because of that, we've been doing a shorter loop. And then I've been laying in the snow with them and letting them play in the snow and eat the snow and dig. So Bunsen hasn't had the same range to find a moose leg, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we've been keeping him out of the drifts. Like we still need snowshoes, but it gets packed down and then the dogs can just run kind of on a path.
Yeah. Sonia wanted to know how Beaker is doing with Bricks. Really good. Yeah, they've had some cute little interactions lately where Bricks has been like literally touching Beaker. It's awesome. And then how much does Bricks weigh? That's another question. I have no idea. We probably need to weigh him. Don't know. What's your guess, Chris?
I don't even have a guess. He weighs less than Ginger.
True. How many pounds do you think? 6? No? Probably close to 6.
Maybe 6. 6, 7.
Okay. All right. If we're going to move to sharing, community sharing, and if nobody has anything types, you can ask some more questions. If not, then we'll do some wrap up and we'll close the show down. There's not a lot of people listening on Twitter, so maybe something's up there. How old is Brix? He's 6 months. We were just talking about that today.
His birthday's in August, so August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So yeah, 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months. Well, Belinda's requested to speak, but we'll see if she can get up here because I don't know.
Yeah, a couple times it wasn't working. It's like,
okay, yeah, it looks like it is working. Belinda, go ahead. You've moved up as a speaker, so everybody can hear you, and you can go ahead and start talking.
Hello, everyone. Bianca and I were just comparing in the chat how distances in Australia. She's in Melbourne. I'm in just south of Sydney. So we're about 1,000 kilometres apart.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Vegas or Brisbane, which is the capital of Queensland. So that's another 1,000 kilometres. And our friend Jamie, who sometimes comes
Jamie
to
Rains
these, is from Townsville. And Brisbane to Townsville is about 2,000. So it's 2,000 kilometres. So it's about 4,000 kilometres for the East Coast, down the side of the East Coast, which is about 2,500 miles.
Yeah.
And to get to Perth, which is the capital of Western Australia, which is West Coast, is about 4,000 kilometres.
Yeah. So 4,000 north, south, 4,000 east, west then. Is that about right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's approximately. There are some bits that are short. The centre is a bit shorter because there's a gulf around the Northern Territory. But I Googled it just to make sure my maths was correct.
Yeah.
And the contiguous land size of Australia is about the same contiguous land size of mainland US.
Yeah. That's I'd heard that. I'd read that before. Yeah. Yeah.
We have that doesn't include Tasmania, which is the little island to the south. People often forget to draw Tasmania on the map of Australia, and they complain about that. We like to, sometimes I tease New Zealand about being part of Australia, and we often steal their stuff. It's a separate country.
It is, yes.
But it's in the Constitution of Australia. So,
yeah.
they, whatever. They might have, but I think, and they often also get left off maps. So officially we don't exist. You don't know about us. But as Commonwealth cousins, you're very welcome to visit the country that doesn't exist.
I'd love to visit Australia. Yeah, you guys are our Commonwealth cousins, very much so.
Now, if you want to come, depends on how hot you want the weather to get. The Canadian winter is the Australian summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So technically, we're opposite weather. The hottest I've had in Sydney was about six years ago, and it was 42 degrees Celsius.
What? Hooray! Sign me up.
Yeah. Now, 42 degrees Celsius is about 105 Fahrenheit.
That was the Hoover Dam for Jason.
Very,
we walked out and Jason was like baking. He's like, oh, got sucker punched by the sun.
So the Sydney area ranges sort of in the middle of summer between 38 degrees maybe, and 42 in summer. Winter gets down to, in Sydney, depending on where you are, like in the Southern Highlands, it can be, it can go negative, like -1 or 2, but it's normally around 10 degrees Celsius.
Mm.
And that's freezing, and you pull out your puffer jacket, for me, at least.
That's still shorts weather for me.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the winter. You could probably go swimming, Jason.
Oh yeah, no problem. 10 degrees would be nice.
The coldest I've ever experienced was a few years ago when I went to Eastern Europe for a holiday, and that was the year it was 42 degrees Celsius in Sydney. The coldest day I had when I was on my holiday was -18.
Yeah, that's cold though. Yep.
Yes, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I can't remember what I calculated.
Not sure.
But that was the day I flew back. That year we had a lot of bushfires that year.
Mm.
And I was flying back, and it came back to 42 Celsius. So I had a 60-degree temperature variation.
Yeah, that's wild.
So that was fun, to say the least. Coming back, leaving at -18 and coming back to positive 42. So that was that's my story.
There you
But
go.
yeah, I just wanted to say we're about the same land size as the US.
Yeah.
So that's how big we are.
Yeah, I had read that before. When it was actually in a space book, when they were talking about how big the moon is. The moon is about the size of the United States or Australia. So that's how I knew Australia was roughly the size of the United States. Okay.
How far are you, Belinda? How far are you from Ayers Rock?
Ayers Rock, which is Uluru. That's basically dead center of Australia.
Okay.
Let me hang on. Let me Google that.
Okay. Have you been there?
No. It's about 2,700 kilometers.
Oof, that's a ways. That's like driving from here to Manitoba, Chris, or further.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a long
Slightly
ways.
further than halfway to Perth, but you have to go across and then up.
Yeah.
Sort of across, sort of go almost halfway to Perth, and then up the centre of Australia.
Yeah.
Driving time is about 28 hours.
Yep. That's about from here to Ontario or like eastern Manitoba. Yep. So that's a bit of a drive. Yep.
Yeah. And I think driving time is
big place.
Driving time, if you went in one from where I am currently, which is just south of Sydney, it's about 40 hours driving time if you drive in one hit.
In one go.
Yeah.
Well, Belinda, thank you so much for the Australia facts. That was amazing. And there's some people in the chat who are really happy that you're telling everybody about that. So thank you.
Thank you.
The other thing we love is just listening to your accent.
Yes.
I could like when Jamie comes on and you're on and Bianca is just like, okay, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
You betcha. Thanks, Belinda.
Welcome.
We should probably do some wrap up. Hey, Chris.
Hey.
So, Bark and Beyond, we do have a prize from one of our sponsors today. So I'll just talk about them real quick. So one of the sponsors of Pet Chat is barkandbeyondsupply.com. Barkandbeyondsupply.com is a small family-owned company, and you can get a whole schwack of treat tins and dog and cat mom apparel and dog and cat dad apparel. It's a great little small business. And if you're thinking about getting something, maybe skip the big box store, skip Amazon, and think about helping out a small business like barkandbeyondsupply.com. If you use the code Bunsen, you save 10%. So use the code BUNSEN. BUNSEN, you will save some money at barkandbeyondsupply.com. And they are always really kind with their prize. There's a prize today. So if you're watching live, drop a comment so we know that you're still here, and we'll put you in the draw. And then you just have to contact them. Now, I did talk to Bark and Beyond, and a lot of people, if you're listening, go shop and use the code Bunsen to save 10%. They did say that a couple of the past winners haven't contacted them for their prize. So if you are unsure about how to contact Bark and Beyond if you do win and you're not sure, just message us. And like some days we get lots of messages, and if I don't respond, message me again. And then I'll get back to you. We had a couple things on Instagram and Facebook go mega viral, and you don't even want to see the inbox, Chris. There's like probably 60 messages. But I do try and get through all of them, or I skim them for important messages. Like some people are just sending us emojis, and I'm like, thank you. But I don't have time to respond to those. I'll respond to questions usually. Okay. Drop a comment. Oh, somebody's watching from Winnipeg. Yes, it is always very cold in the peg. Okay. And Paula says Bark and Beyond is the best. We love them. Yeah, they're awesome. Okay, small crew listening on Twitter, listening audio only. I see only 7 or 8 people. Hey. 8 people.
Not very many.
Okay, 8. We had a lot of people on Instagram come and go. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then on the other ones, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay. 19 people are in the draw. Random number 19. 15. Okay, so that is somebody who's watching on Facebook. Okay, the winner is Lori Gillis, who's watching on Facebook. Congratulations, Lori. You have won the gift certificate from barkandbeyondsupply.com. So they are on Facebook, they are on Instagram, and they are on X or Twitter. If you DM them, they'll hook you up. And if you can't find them, you can find us and we'll make sure to hook you up with them. So, and thank you again to Bark and Beyond for that sponsored gift certificate. And yeah, please check them out. They are a good little company. Okay, I think we can probably wrap up. Hey, we don't have any big news to share this week. So,
well, I'm very happy that you are doing as well as you are. You had a horrific migraine this morning. Mm-hmm. And it was very, very cute that Beaker was trying to be Nurse Beaker and Bricks was trying to be Nurse Bricks to get you to feel better. They both were snuggling with you and looking at you saying, what's the matter with you? Yeah. But you definitely have perked up and are feeling a lot better.
Yeah, I was in pretty rough shape this morning. Yeah, I do get migraines from time to time, and that one came on at like 4:00 in the morning, and I wasn't really right probably till 1 or 2 our time. So yeah, it took a while. I still feel it, like I'm not 100% right now. And usually I'm messed up for a day after my migraine. So anybody else who gets migraines, they suck. So
But I'm wondering if it was really going to come on, because last night you said you weren't hungry for supper, and you not being hungry is a very, very strange.
it's a red flag.
Well, you really like food, and
I do. I love food.
yeah, and for you to not be hungry, I was like, that's weird.
Yeah. No, I wasn't hungry at all. Maybe that was the problem. Yeah. Anyways, we'll get going here. I guess there's something exciting. USA Today is talking to me on Tuesday, which is cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah, I think it's like a big newspaper in the States.
USA Today, yeah, as
USA
seen on USA Today.
Yeah, we don't get it here in Canada, but I know it's a big deal in the States. So they're wanting to talk to me about Bunsen and an older video where he found Bailey, that dog that he rescued. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, and maybe it'll be in a newsstand near you. Can't find the outro. Oh, here we go. All right, thanks for coming to Pet Chat, everybody. Joining us from all of our different communities, from Facebook to Instagram, X, and YouTube. Big shout out to any of the new Facebook people who are tuning in. We had a couple massive hits on Facebook Reels and gained just about 40,000 followers in the past 3 days or something like that. So we might, if you're one of our new community members on Facebook, welcome. Thank you for following us. And we do this every Saturday when we can. Anything else to add, Chris?
Just thank you everybody for coming and sharing in with our joy, the joy of our pups and our cat, and just sharing our stories with you fills our bucket, and it keeps us going for the whole week.
Yeah, that's right. And the feedback we get is always so overwhelmingly positive. It makes me want to keep working hard at delivering content for everybody. So it's pretty rewarding part of my life doing this stuff. A lot of work, but a lot of rewards. And I just get to make videos of the dogs. It's awesome.
And Bricks, and I got video today of him enjoying the new grass that I bought for him, because there's no grass outside, so you might as well bring the outside inside.
That's right. I don't know why. Maybe my phone died. That the other camera just quit. But we'll see everybody next week. Take care.
Okay, bye.